Hey, welcome to another episode of Three Conservative Gimps, where we give you all the information you need to make a good choice at the ballot box. Hold on, folks, I gotta turn off my. There we go. Over there at YouTube land, gotta turn that off. Yeah, we got a great show for you today. We got a lot to talk about. We got to, we're going to talk about DEI and how that really made the wildfires in California worse. Gavin Newsom, Karen Bass, and we'll talk about the Senate hearings. So let's get this show on the road. Let's welcome my good friend all the way from Muskogee, Oklahoma. It is Lloyd Mendenhall. Welcome,
How
welcome.
do? How do? How do? How you doing, Art?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing a bit better, yet I'm tired. I'm very
Oh
tired.
yeah, don't even mention tired.
Yeah, well, I did a 10-hour day today.
Well, I think I probably had total of about 4 hours sleep last night. I was up all night long.
Okay.
I was
Well,
tired. But I'd gone to that point. I guess I was beyond tired, and
yeah, yeah,
so
I got about 5 hours last night.
yeah,
And it's just,
so
well, so that's what's going on. Big storm coming in tomorrow. So looking not looking forward to it, but we'll see how bad it's really going to get. Hey, let's welcome all the way from that great blue state of New York. It is Charles Galusky, the water man, Charles Galusky. Let's
Yeah, there I
welcome.
am.
There he is.
Hey,
Welcome, welcome. How you doing, Charles?
hey, Lloyd. Hey, everybody in the chat. I'm doing okay.
Good, good,
so
good.
how's the water situation?
No change.
No
Oh,
change.
Well, I mean,
gee.
my brother is, because he was helping us with us trying to do this. He's taken a few days off, which actually is kind of good because that has given us time to do normal things that we would normally do with our lives.
Right, right.
Um, and so I don't know. I don't know when he's going to be back or what.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
even know if he comes back what he's going to do.
Right, right. So
All right. Well, hopefully, when he does come back, he'll have some beneficial news and that you'll be a little wet in the future.
That would be nice.
yeah, I
Uh-huh.
bet it would. Yeah.
Let's welcome the folks in the chat. We've got Joey Jaybird Drone, and we got Joe, Captain Joe Merca, USA Drone Flyer, Charles Galusky, and who else do we have? And that's about it so far.
Yeah.
So, uh, yeah, so a lot to talk about. Let's start off with the wildfires in California and how, well, let's just say, really bad leadership, wokeness, and DEI have made things worse.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the underlying cause, of course, they haven't gotten to the point where they're uh know the cause of the fire, but there's some maintenance issues to at at best. The underbrush and stuff that probably should be cleared, and the fact that there wasn't water at the hydrants because they had drained the reservoir. Some say it was because they were doing
Right?
maintenance on it. Some say it's because they were trying to protect the smelt, and who knows. But hey there,
Oh,
Brian, Waypoint, New England. Yeah.
hey, Brian.
So and then the mayor decided, that she needed to go and I understand it was under the she was asked by President Biden, but to go to, I don't know. Oh,
Got it?
yeah, to Africa for
Yeah,
a wedding, for the
right.
newly elected, or to greet, I don't know, wedding or newly elected president, his inauguration. I'm not sure what it was.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, she was out of the country when all this, broke loose.
Right.
And, the biggest problem has been the fact that there was, the water supply,
Right.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
and because of choices they made early on to protect, uh, uh, for whatever reason, whether environmental reason or whatever, they or uh,
Right.
I don't know so much about DEI as much as, uh, although I think that one of the fire chiefs uh, was not really qualified to be doing what they were doing.
Yeah. She also made a statement that, well, if you're overweight and we can't carry you, you put yourself in that position. And it's like, lady, you need to slim down as well,
Yeah, I hadn't heard that, but
But yeah, she made a statement about that. And she also talked about, how people feel comfortable when we come to their aid, that it's someone that looks like them. You know what? I don't care if they're, you know,
well,
black, white, blue. I don't, as long as they do the job,
right,
and get
yeah,
me heck out of harm's way.
yeah,
You
because
know,
we've had,
I'm okay with that. You know,
yeah, we've had all sorts of traipsing in and out of my house, taking Judy back and forth to the hospital all that time, and uh, I don't know how many ambulance rides she ended up racking up. In the last 3.5, 4 years, last 4.5 years, she probably had 15 ambulance rides, and
wow.
it didn't make any difference to it didn't make any difference to us as long as they came in and did their job, and they did.
Right.
They were always very good at
Mm-hmm,
what they did, you know, and
mm-hmm.
so yeah, I don't think I think people are beyond that. I think we're I honestly think the common sense people are beyond looking at that. As long as they can do their job, who cares?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree with that. And
But that
uh,
shouldn't be your look shouldn't be your looks, whether it's your skin color or what
yeah,
you wear, your orientation. None of that should be a qualifying factor in becoming a public servant or a firefighter or a police officer.
right.
It has nothing to
Mm-hmm.
do with it. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I just don't want fire truck full of, I don't know, dwarves or midgets falling out of there and saying, "Hey, we're going to put out the fire." Yeah,
yeah. I
there you
mean,
go.
in your case, I could see, that might be a little disconcerting. It looks like
Yeah,
the Wizard
mhm,
of Oz Fire Department or something.
yeah.
That might, yeah,
I,
or
I I don't want Brad Williams out there trying to put out the fire in the forest. I want him to be funny.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. And the
Hmm.
way he'd probably put out a fire wouldn't be the recommended way,
Yeah,
anyways.
yeah, I probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
Uh, and then Gavin Newsom,
It was
I
for an
love when
inauguration, and it was said she was sent there by Biden as a U.S. representative.
ah,
That's the story. Thank you, Joe, for bringing.
thank
I
you,
knew it was
Joe.
something like that. Yeah.
And so Gavin Newsom gets chased down by a, a, a mother, I guess, or a woman. And so that was pretty interesting how he's trying to run away from. It's like, come on, just, you know, man up and face it and take care of it. But nope, he's still he's still preening himself to become president someday.
Yeah. Well, I did see today, and it was, you know, I don't. It has nothing to do with his qualifications, one direction or the other. But it was kind of funny. He was doing his bobblehead imitation. He must have his own bobblehead by now. But you know, while he was interviewing, he was, doing
Moving
this.
around.
Oh yeah, you know,
Yeah.
got them shoulders going up and down. It's like, stand still, you know. I mean, God,
Mhm.
it was it was
Mhm.
it was like I think he was trying to dodge the questions. You know, that might have
Ah,
been what that was
could
all
be.
about. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And you know, it was brought up on Fox News on the 5 or something. It was kind of funny.
Mm.
So, but yeah, but that did not, you know, when it comes down to it, all the name calling, all the button pushing, and all that stuff does not help the people that have lost everything. And
Right.
after
Right.
this
Right.
is
Yeah.
over and they've been taken care of and, you know, everything's said and done, then it's time to make some changes, uh, in, the way we look at things.
Hey, thanks, Bill.
Hey, Bill.
Good to see you.
Wow. Been a while since I've seen him on,
Yeah.
but, good to see you in here, Bill.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you know, right now, I mean, it doesn't really do any good. You know, we can sit over here on our side of the mountains, you know,
Right.
and say, hey, you know, we can see what the problem is, but right now they could care less. The people that are in
Mm.
need, you know, they could care less whose fault it is at the moment. They
Right.
want some answers, you know, and if help doesn't come shortly, that's they're gonna be demanding uh a lot more answers. But you know,
Mhm.
uh but as far as that goes, you know, I think after this is over, then there's probably gonna be some people that I think should be held criminally accountable for some of this.
Right.
Whether they
Right.
will or not, you know, it's California.
Yeah,
E
it's
that
California.
you know, people of, Adam Schiff and, Nancy Pelosi, and I mean, right there,
Right. Yep.
you know, so
Yep.
they keep reelecting those people, so, you know, but, uh, hopefully they're gonna, you know, hopefully this is, you know, I mean, it's terrible that this would be what it took to wake them up,
Mm.
but, you know,
Mhm.
sometimes it takes a tragedy, and that doesn't
Yep.
mean they deserve it,
Yep.
you know, by
Well,
no means do any of those people deserve it, but like I said, well, you know, after those people have been taken care of and they've, you know, got things, under control and they've got places to live and they've, you know, and they've got the fires completely under control, I think they're looking for a small second wave to come through here, possibly in the next day or so,
mhm.
and then it should start, you know, but right now, from what I understand, they've got them under control, but
Yes.
but,
That's what I've been hearing.
yeah.
And yeah, so Colorado had the same problem where we had these huge wildfires because, well, the Forest Service was prevented from, because Colorado had a large beetle kill back in the 70s and 80s.
Right.
And that dead wood, they left it there. And then
Yeah.
if we got a lightning strike or some disgruntled lover decided to burn some love letters at a campground that got away, starts a fire, and the whole forest goes up, and turns out to be at that time the largest fire in state history up until I guess a couple years ago when we had this other fire that beat that one
Yeah.
by a wide margin. So,
Yeah.
and not only that, we had some knucklehead flying a drone and it strikes one of the firefighting aircraft.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
that was that was ridiculous, and
yeah,
it calls all other, you know, as soon as you pull out a drone now, people go, "Oh, yeah, okay, what are you doing?" You know,
hmm
because people are leery enough of drones. I don't know why they're so widespread now. I mean,
hmm
Oh,
90% of the TV shows they watch now, all of their aerial views are done by drones, you know?
right.
yeah, but they don't
hmm
know that.
But they
The
don't know that,
people
you know?
people watching don't know that, and the media keeps on pushing this message that drones are suspicious.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, drones are bad. Don't do drones.
Yeah, just
Drones are
like,
bad.
you know, like the thing up in New Jersey, you know, the same thing.
Mhm.
People suddenly people quit looking at their phones and looked in the sky. So,
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I don't know, maybe it's because I was in the Air Force and I was used to seeing jets approaching from far away. Because when you're
Mm-hmm.
working the end of the runway, you start looking for your aircraft to come in, you know, and you can tell. Even to this day, I can look up and say, you know, if I saw an A-10 coming in, I could tell you that's an A-10 or an A-7 coming into land because of its lighting, you know. So, but to the untrained eye, you know, people that
Mm-hmm.
aren't used to that, they look up and, oh my God, you know, they've heard drones and it's a
Mm-hmm.
slow flying aircraft. But
Mm-hmm.
uh and it's like you said, the media just keeps pushing this negative narrative, and you know, we aren't doing ourselves any good. Uh
Mm-hmm.
there's people that like to go out there and break the rules, and that just makes the rest of us look bad. So,
Right.
you know,
And I believe they have, if they haven't arrested the guy, they know who it is.
oh yeah,
And
yeah.
uh, from what I'm hearing, it's an actor, some actor. Maybe he was wanted to find out if his house burnt down or
Well, and
something.
this is one of the things I brought up when we talked about it before, is that, you know, it could have been somebody far enough away that they thought they were far enough away and didn't, you know,
Right?
weren't
Mm-hmm.
uh weren't paying attention, or the wind caught it. You know, there was winds up there too. You know, they were
Yep,
dealing with
that's right.
those Santa Ana winds. It could have blown that thing off course. He could have lost control very easily, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I'm sure
Let's see. Hello, Don and Okie Tom. Hey,
Okie
Tom.
Tom, hey Don,
Yeah.
and Tom both. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, that's what I figured it was in the first place. Somebody was wanting to get up and see if their home was surviving. Art, I hadn't even lit it yet, and you're already coughing.
Yeah, I know. Still got the lingering effects of a cold I had a couple days.
Yeah,
Missed a
yeah.
day of work, so now I'm working 10-hour days, and I was going to go in Saturday, but sounds like it's going to start snowing tomorrow evening, or yeah, around 4 p.m. And it's going to snow all day Saturday and all day Sunday.
Well, we're
So
supposed to be getting frigid temperatures in starting Sunday. You know, excuse the vulgarity, but it's going to be colder than a witch's tit in a brass bra.
right, right, yeah, it's going to be really,
Ah,
really. Yeah.
I think he just heard what I said.
yeah.
So
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. That's I don't even know where I heard that years ago. Yeah, something we all said back when we was in high school. Somebody come up, you know, colder than a well digger's butt in the Klondike. You know, cold enough to freeze the balls off a pool table.
uh,
Yeah.
so what else? That's all that's going on in California. Other than turns out the mayor of L.A., Karen Bass, has
I know,
connection
Tom.
to a terrorist group
Do
that was.
she would you run that by me again?
She has ties or has worked with a group that has terrorist connections. There was, you remember the bombing at the Capitol in 1983,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a Cuban group.
Right.
Well, anyway, the two gals that were arrested from that bombing. Oh, guess who pardoned them?
Oh,
Oh,
her.
that would be Bill Clinton.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Bill Clinton. Yeah, that's right.
Well, Karen Bass worked for that organization. So, wow, I did not know
Well,
that until today. I heard it. I heard it on TikTok. So at least we'll get to hear it for a little while until
yeah, yeah.
it's supposed to
Well,
expire on Sunday. But Biden said, "Let Trump deal with."
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to answer whether, I don't know if that's true or not. If
Yeah.
it's sort of like
No, well, I
I
mean,
I
I
heard
heard
that on YouTube, I don't trust YouTube news
hey,
unless it's
it's on
Fox
the
News.
internet. It must be true.
Yeah, exactly. Everything on TikTok is real. Okay. Yeah. So I won't answer that one. I don't know.
Sure.
You could probably do a Google search and find out, uh,
Mhm.
or don't use Google. I use DuckDuckGo because of the
Yep.
security measures.
Right.
They
Mhm.
don't track your, because I mean, there's nothing more aggravating. We'll sit here after the show talking about some new device we've got, and then tomorrow on Facebook we're seeing the advertisements for 6 different
Right.
companies carrying that particular
Mhm.
item. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
yeah, uh, yeah, I don't know. I think I like I said, I think after this is said and done, hopefully they'll
Heads
make
will
some.
roll.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. But right
Yeah.
now, I'm more concerned about what the people are going through,
Right.
and,
Right.
and that's what's important, I th Fox News gave $1.5 million
Wow.
to the Red Cross to help out the people in Southern California
Oh,
or in Los Angeles. Uh,
cool.
so
And, and I just heard that State Farms has pulled their ads from the football playoffs in light of the wildfires.
right,
Yeah,
they
because they
probably can't
thought,
afford it.
well, they can afford it. It's just that it's kind of in bad taste after people watching the news about these fires and how a lot of those people are not going to get made right because their insurance company dropped them.
Well, yeah, because they made it so almost impossible. That's another problem there is, the state of California made it almost impossible for them to insurance companies to be able to provide uh fire insurance.
Right.
So
Hmm.
they just, they pulled out. But
Hmm. Yep.
so yeah, but
Yep.
we'll see.
And also, when those people go to try to rebuild, it's going to take them years, if ever, if they rebuild, because of all the red tape and
Right.
regulations they'll have to go through.
Yeah,
It'll just be too expensive to replace the
and
house
it's
that they
gonna,
lost.
one of the other things, it's gonna affect everybody's bottom line, even ours,
Yeah.
because there's gonna be so much demand for building supplies with what we got going in South Carolina and all of those
Right.
and hurricanes, and now out there in California, uh,
Hmm.
the cost, supply and demand is gonna raise the cost of as if they weren't high enough already, but it's
Right.
gonna raise the
Hmm.
cost of, uh,
Hmm.
uh, building material,
Right.
because,
Hmm.
you know, and like you said, there's gonna be a lot of houses that won't be rebuilt. I mean,
Right.
some of the pictures I've seen out there, I mean, it's devastating. It looks like a war zone, and
Yeah, it does.
you know,
And I think the enviros they're probably happy about it because they don't want people to rebuild in those areas, especially in Malibu.
right,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, here in another month, they'll be dealing with mudslides in Malibu. You know,
Yeah, that's right.
so
Mudslides. That's right. So we've been having some confirmation hearings lately, and especially Pete Hegseth and Pam Bondi.
yeah,
And Hegseth, I guess he got a grilling from Senator Warren.
Warren, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They're concerned about the women in the military, like his personal, past might, like he's going to go around what, you know, sexually molesting all the women in the military. That's not what,
Right.
they come up with some of the most ludicrous stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They almost look like Oklahoma. Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, he's, Elizabeth Warren and somebody else, they've really got,
Right.
I was proud of our senator from Oklahoma,
Yes.
Mark Wayne Mullen, and he asked how many of them have come to, have been, drunk while they were, presenting something at night, or came in drunk, or,
Mm-hmm.
how many of them have, had to, have gone through divorces for cheating on their spouses.
Oh,
Uh,
yes.
yeah, he asked them, he says, and it just was dead silent except for those people that were kind of cheering,
Mm-hmm.
and says,
Right.
you know, we haven't asked them to step down. We haven't asked them to resign. So why are we asking, him not, why are we not confirming him? And he really laid it down. And Mark Wayne Mullen is the kind of guy that he's one of those that, you know, he's got a he's
Those
got
consents.
he's got a clean reputation.
Right. Good.
He's
Good. Good.
a family man. He's been married to the same woman. I think she might have been his high school sweetheart. Maybe not. It might be his, but and he's a businessman up in Tulsa, and
Cool.
he's the right kind of guy for draining the swamp, because he does
Good.
own a plumbing company.
Oh, that's good. It's good.
Yeah, Mullen Plumbing, and boy, he cleaned their plumbing out yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yesterday, and then of course Pam Bondi, she was just like, she was a
Right.
firecracker. She was a firecracker.
Right.
Oh,
He
she got
doesn't. Now you're right, Tom. He doesn't. He will
Mm-hmm.
not put up with it, and he really. And that's not. This isn't his first time. He's, called people on the carpet. Uh,
Right.
Matter of fact, he was the same. He was the same guy that was taking off his rings, fixing to go
Right.
have it out
Right.
with the head of the AFL-CIO, or the
Right.
Teamsters. Yeah,
Right. The Teamsters. That's true.
yeah.
How about that exchange between Bondi and Adam Schiff?
well, that was brutal. That was
Oh
just
yeah,
awful.
Oh boy.
Because they're trying to get her they're trying to get her to say yes, there was they're trying to get her to deny what she knows to be true
Right.
about certain things.
yeah,
Right.
They're trying to paint a picture that she's going to be like Trump's lapdog, attack dog,
Mm-hmm.
when he's and he said over and over again, I'm not interested in retribution. We got a job to do, and retribution will not get the job done. And sadly, part of the problem is what some like people are started passing around this meme of Donald Trump. He's got a very serious face, very sort of upset and serious, like his the mugshot, his mugshot picture.
oh
Oh
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And
Right.
some sort of a background, and they say, this is the face of retribution, or Donald, 2025 retribution. And I'm thinking, no, don't spread that crap around, because Donald is not saying that.
No,
Mm-hmm.
but the picture I think you're probably talking about might have been his official portrait, because he's got one eyebrow raised, like he's really looks like he's pissed off, and he's ready to get in there and take care of this country. He's very deadly serious, and he's got that kind of a,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Right.
it's not a pretty, he's not sitting there mugging for the camera. He's like, he's looking serious and presidential, which
Yeah.
is what he's
Mm-hmm.
wanting to do. He's wanting to get in there and do the job. He could care less, you know, because a lot of the people that caused him problems are no longer in office. They
Right.
either chose not to run for reelection, or they've been voted out. So
Right.
uh,
Right.
the never Trumpers have kind of gone down there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. They all. If you got don't forget, Romney's still in, at least for a couple more years.
Yeah, he's still in, but he's keeping a low profile and keeping his mouth
Yes,
shut.
he is. Yeah.
He's not rocking the boat. So
Right. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Now, what did Bondi say about Adam Schiff? That he was what? Isn't
The
he?
things that he was saying, the questions he was asking and stuff were things that he was censured for by Congress.
Right.
Yeah. She says, what we need to be doing, she says, I can promise you this, that I want to work with all of you, even you in California, says, because, you've got a crime problem there and we need to get that down. You've got one of the highest rises in crime of, in history. And that's what our job is to get rid of the crimes. Is, you should be more concerned about that,
Right.
Instead of saying things that got you censored. She's not, one of them, I can't remember who it was. They kept interrupting her and she says, don't interrupt me when I'm trying to answer the question. I will not be bullied.
Yeah.
So she's a tough cookie. And of course, Rubio, he's pretty much a shoo-in. I think everybody respects him. And his replacement is the current Attorney General of Florida, another female Attorney General, because Bondi is was the former Attorney General in Florida, and the current Attorney General is now going to take Rubio's place.
Oh, good.
So.
And so I guess Florida, well, it varies state by state when a senator leaves to take another position or just resigns. The governor can choose a replacement. Where other states like Colorado, there's a what they call an executive committee, which would be the party that person is
belongs
from.
to.
They'll pick the successor.
It's been a really couple brutal days, but I think both Bondi and Hesgrif, however you say it, I cannot say his last name. Egseth. Okay.
Yeah.
Just like, but anyways, I don't pay attention to how it's spelled. I don't know how to spell it. I have enough trouble spelling my own last name, let alone somebody else's. But anyways, I digress. It's been kind of rough, but on the other hand, I think they've all, they've done their job, and I really believe that they're all going to, get nominated. The only like we talked about before the show is RFK Jr. There, somebody's talking about filibustering. So, and
I don't know.
I don't know if they can filibuster. I don't know if they can filibuster on confirmation.
Yeah, that
I don't think they can. But I heard that on the news as I was coming home this evening. So but it's they're and I may have just missed the first part of the conversation. It may have been some bill that has been introduced, because they just it might have been the new Women's Protection Act, Women's Sports Protection Act.
Oh yeah,
which passed. It passed the House, and is moving on to the Senate, and of course will be signed by Trump if the Senate passes it. So that might have been what they were talking about, filibustering. The Democrats are, because and I can see why they allow women's men to play in women's sport, because most of the men in California, or in these blue states and DEI states, most of them are wimpy anyways, and they probably wouldn't, they'd never be able to play sports if they didn't play women's sports. I mean, yeah.
Oh, so what else is going on? So we don't have much left on the confirmation. I think we're pretty much done with that, or almost.
Well, there is something that was kind of big this week, and that, of course, is the ceasefire in Israel.
That's right. That's
That was a,
right.
and there was a one of the top Israeli generals was on Fox last night and
Right.
said there were two things that pushed this ceasefire. And one, and it was because this has been the ceasefire that has been offered since May, and they didn't have any reason to take it. But
Right.
because of the fact that Syria fell, the government of Syria has fallen, and Hezbollah has been defeated
Uh-huh.
by the Israelis, and Iran is, they don't have they can't support Hamas like they
Right.
could. So they've
Right.
got that. That's one of the problems. The other problem is they decided to take this deal rather than find out what uh, all hell breaking loose was going to be like after Monday.
Right.
Uh,
Mhm.
so they did not want to take their chances, and this is what this Israeli general says. They didn't want to take their chances on Donald Trump,
Right.
and uh, the the uh, the transition team of the State Department transition team uh, from Trump's people, they were very much involved with that. And even Joe Biden, though he tried to take a little bit of credit for it,
Right.
he did say in his what was it, 17-minute long speech that he gave, uh,
Farewell. Farewell to arms or something
yeah,
like.
his farewell to the nation type thing. So
Right.
uh, he did say that Donald Trump's election and the influence had something to do with getting because he said if they weren't released by the time he was sworn into office, there would be hell to pay. And that's what the Israelis are saying. They didn't want to find out what hell to pay meant.
Yeah.
They
Right.
don't want to find
So
out Donald Trump's version of hell.
right. So they did release the hostages then.
I don't know if they've been released. No, they're being released. Uh, they're doing a Jimmy Carter situation. They're going to release him just before Trump is sworn into office.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're doing a just like the Iran hostages, and like Iran did
Right.
with those. They're
Right.
basically doing the same thing. It's what I heard was the timetable. Uh,
Okay.
they're getting it
Interesting.
done by the time he's in office, and uh, so I mean he's
Interesting.
having influence. I'm seeing. It's like the transition team has already asked three uh, lifetime members, bureaucrats that have been working with the State Department. Uh, they've already asked them they need to go look for employment somewhere else.
Oh. Okay.
So,
Good. Good.
uh,
Good. Good.
so they've three of the top people too. I can't remember. I saw that today. I was I wasn't planning on you doing the show tonight because the way we talked last night, I thought we wouldn't.
Right.
So
Right.
I was kind of skimming through stuff, and I had other things. It's like, okay, well, all right.
Good.
So, but that's
Cool.
fine. I mean, so I'm not as I looked at some of this stuff, but I didn't look at it real hard this evening or this afternoon while we went out. James and I had to do some running. He had to do some running after he got his internet installed,
Right.
fiber optic, and it turned out I'm glad I went over there because I'm getting mine tomorrow instead of Monday. So
You running, it'd be more like shuffling.
yeah, it was more like a waddle. Actually, no, I didn't even do that. I got in the van and drove next door.
There
Well,
you go.
we were going to take off from there and go out to eat and then go to the store. He had to go to Lowe's to pick up some stuff. So yeah, they said. Oh, Joe said that they said this morning there was a snag in the ceasefire, but bet it's untangled by
Sunday.
Sunday. Yeah, I bet it
Mm-hmm.
is too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So anyway, yeah, I didn't run over there. I drove over there,
Okay.
and
Hmm.
I mean, I could have walked over there, but then I'd have to
Yeah.
turn around, walk back, and get my van so we could go out to
Yeah.
dinner. But so, like I said, we were talking, and I was also keeping track of what was going on Fox News while we were sitting there, because we talk about that stuff when we're together. He was off today, and so we went out to evening lunch, or afternoon dinner. I'm not sure what you call it.
Well, speaking of Fox, Greg Gutfeld is back. He's back from his maternity leave. The guy is 60
didn't look
years
like he had
old
a kid
and he's
either.
dad now.
Do what?
He's 60 years old and he's first time dad. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I was 60. I was already a great grandfather. So, yeah.
So I've watched some of his stuff on his show, and he's like on fire.
Oh yeah, he is. He is.
Yeah. So that break really helped him out.
Well, one of the things is it's like they've said it over and over. You can feel the change. I mean, you can feel people. People are wearing mega hats now. They're not afraid to wear that. They're not afraid to speak out. And it's like, and they're not afraid to crack a joke and laugh. So let's see. I was trying to read what Brian says there. The president of the longshoremen met with Trump yesterday at Mar-a-Lago and said that Trump helped out and is directly responsible, that there would be no strike. Yeah, good. Yeah, I think Trump is, and I was listening, he said he says things that are outlandish,
Right.
He still's doing that, but people have figured out why. If he says something, this, and it's just like the furthest extreme if anybody would want to go, it goes with what Judy and I believed, you hope for the best, but you expect the worst and be happy with anything in between. And that's why he does that. Let's put the most silly thing I can think of out there. Then
let's buy Greenland.
Yeah. Do what?
Yeah. Let's buy Greenland.
Let's buy Greenland. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess what? Now they're probably going to let us put defensive weapons. Yeah. Rocket, missiles out there.
Yep.
That's really all we wanted,
Yeah. We want to protect the northern route in the Atlantic.
Yeah.
To keep the Russians from,
right,
meddling around up there.
Yeah. And that's the that's the point of him doing that, and just like making Mexico part of making Canada part of the United States. Well, didn't take long, and Trudeau is stepping away, and they've got a guy now that's he's the Canadian version of Donald Trump.
Right.
And things are moving in the right direction up there, and even change the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America.
Gulf of America,
yeah. Then they've got a new. It just boggles my mind that their new president is Jewish, but
yeah, I know. Sheinbaum.
Yeah, it's just like that. I spent a lot. My first wife was Mexican. I spent a lot of time down there, and I've never met a Sheinbaum in all the time I was down there.
Sheinbaum for those chapped lips.
Yeah, it does sound like an advert.
Yeah.
I wonder if maybe a generation or some of her ancestors came from Germany. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she does have, she is Jewish. I mean, it's not just her last name. She's actually of Jewish ancestry,
Right.
So,
well, how about that president of Argentina? Boy, he's really turned that country around. They had like outlandish inflation down there. Now it's manageable. now because
Yeah,
they
and
put on an austere program and stopped all the spending and shit, and they got inflation under control.
yeah, and I think as the American continent, both North and South America, as we start to see improvements like that, going from Canada down to the tip of the Cape of Good Hope. Is that
Mhm.
or is that Cape of Good Hope? Which I always get those two.
No, that's Africa, I believe.
That's Africa. That's right. That's South
Yeah,
Africa.
it's Cape of Juan de Fuca. No, that's up in
No, that's not
Seattle.
it either.
Uh,
No,
uh, Diego
no.
Fuego. I don't know.
Anyways, down in
Well, the thing.
yeah, the thing. Anyways, as the Americas start becoming more prosperous again, I think you're going to see the Europe is going to start saying, "Oh, what is it that they're doing? What have they
Right,
done that they're being prosperous and now we're falling behind?" And I think that's,
right.
uh,
Mhm.
I mean, just Pakistan's has been, the Pakistani government is out of favor with the Taliban right now, and
Oh,
they're causing problems with the Taliban is starting to cause them some problems, and it's to the point that India has stepped in and says, "Hey, maybe we should start working about being friends like we were before the divide,
right.
before the petition, and we'll help you out." So, and apparently that's what they're doing. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so it looks like Pakistan and the Indian government are working on maybe reaching out to each other anyways because the Taliban is causing problems in Pakistan. So India says, "Hey, we can
Interesting.
help you out. We'll be
Mm-hmm.
glad to." You know, so it's weird. Uh, and they're calling it the Trump effect, and I can see it just moving. Uh, you know, this is very very reminds me very, and it's just sad that he couldn't have done this, be able to do this stuff when he got elected and then been reelected right off the
Right.
bat, because I think it would have been very much like Ronald Reagan's.
Right.
You know, Instead he's only going to have half the time, but I
Right.
think, as much as I hate to say it, I think we needed Biden.
Well,
We
you're probably
Because
right.
I think for once they finally said, people are standing back and say, "Hey, I didn't vote for him, but you know what? There you go. You get
Mm-hmm.
what you vote for. You get what you
Yep.
deserve." And I think people are starting to realize, no, they don't deserve that. They want better. And that's why people like Donald Trump are being elected. That's why we have so many governors that are, states that have turned red or purple that were so deeply blue.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And, I'll settle for purple, although I was never a fan of Barney, but,
Mm-hmm.
I'd settle for a purple state compared to a blue state. Uh,
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, even here in Colorado, there were certain areas that went right of center for a change. So hopefully that's a trend, a good trend here in Colorado, because boy, we've got a long way to go to get some of the. I mean, because we're turning out just like California,
yeah.
and
And it's going to take a downfall,
mhm,
something bad, before the state
right,
turns it around, you know.
right, hmm
And eventually, the progressive woke people are going to, they're going to dry up, just like the anti-Trumpers have started drying up.
right,
And
hmm
Joe says he became a grandfather first time at 68. And I'm thinking, geez,
yeah.
boy, you got a late start. Because I've got, I think, 23 grandkids and
Wow,
12, 12 great grandkids.
wow,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. So, and I'm going
hmm
to in August, I get to go up and meet some of those grandkids I've never met before. So
awesome, awesome.
yeah, I may find out I
And
have that, but I'll have to sit. I'm gonna have to sit down one day and count them all, because
Yeah, there you go.
So anyways,
So we got football coming up this weekend, more playoffs, and Hazel, the Hazel Hedgehog, has made some predictions in Saturday's games, and I'm gonna see if I can bring up that video. Hold on, and we'll bring it up.
wow, football predictions by a puppet.
By a hedgehog.
We are really desperate on this channel. You guys need to get the news out. You need to get the news out so people will subscribe, and then we wouldn't have to put this kind of content on here. So just remember, let people know who we are. This way we can keep from having to use puppets to do football predictions on a political channel. Okay, well, yeah.
And my channel is growing very well.
I already know. I'm getting too old for this shit. Obviously, Art is, because he can't remember how to make the damn thing work. Come on, Art, hurry up. We're on a time schedule here. Dead airspace. You don't start talking. If you don't hurry up, Charles is going to have to start talking.
Oh yeah, we want to have that. Alrighty, let's go ahead and share this. And
I am not responsible for any of the content provided by Art.
You got that right. You got that right. Okay, here we go. And I got the all right, let's make sure I got the sound on. Let's welcome my newest addition, Hazel the Hedgehog. How you doing, Hazel? Oh, I'm doing really good. I like it here in Denver. It's a really nice town. Too bad their football team lost. Well, if you like football, what are your predictions for Saturday's games?
Right, Don.
I think the Lions are going to beat the Commanders 35-28. Oh, you do, huh? Well, what about the Chiefs Texans game? Well, I think the Texans are going to win 28-17. Well, there you have it. Those are Hazel's predictions. Let us know what your predictions are down below. See you next time. Hi. Hey, let's.
Okay. Something I just noticed, and you might, because you say, "Let us know your predictions down below," and then you point to your crotch, because that's kind of insinuating what you. You might look at that. You might just say, instead of down below and then pointing down, you might say in the comments. Because there's some weird people out there. Our shit show has a nice ring. Yes, it does. Yeah.
Yeah. Fish eye snack food. Okay. No, snack bar.
Yeah, fish eye snack bar.
So,
proud sponsor of Lloyd's beef jerky.
Yeah, Lloyd beef. Yeah.
You can eat it or not. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, there you go.
We could turn this into a Star Wars show by making it Admiral Snack Bar.
Ooh, Admiral Snack.
Admiral Snack Bar. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
And that would be appropriate. Consider there's an Admiral, and the main host of this show lives in Denver, and there is an Admiral Boulevard in Denver. So Admiral, yeah.
Yeah, what you said, Lloyd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as he's wearing pants, it's okay. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So, anyways, boy, we are really working at filling the last 5 minutes of this.
I know, the last 5 minutes, which is I mean, we're all tired.
Okay.
Grumpy's tired. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Charles, he's always tired.
Well, see, and this is the problem. I'm retired, so that means I'm tired
Yeah.
twice. You know.
Yeah, well, I'm getting close to that. I've got 3 more years, and I'm going to retire. So,
well, I've got to come up. I'm going to come up with another user, another account, because I called my, because we're getting the fiber optic, so I called my current service provider. Said, now if we switch service provider, with what do we do with our emails? I said, you lose them.
oh, nice.
Just like you lose them. Like, okay, well, thank you for answering that question. You have a nice day. And I hung up on him. Like, wow, and because unfortunately, our current service provider, our new service provider, does not provide an email address.
Right.
So,
well, Joe, we did talk about them drones. We talked about the drone that struck that firefighting aircraft.
Yeah, that was, and that's the thing. It's like, why do that? And I kind of hinted that on Monday that, I thought it may have been somebody trying to get a picture of their place, and with the winds and everything, they could have lost control. I'm sure we'll find out. If it's an actor and he's a well-known actor, he'll probably get a fine. If it was you and me, huh? Oh yeah, yeah. That would not surprise me, but I don't even know where he lives. But
yeah, can't even shoot straight.
Yeah, which obviously, if this is him, he can't fly straight either. But we're not saying that's who it is. That's rumors and innuendo, and we don't deal with that. Who is buying the flip except for Paul Murray? I don't know.
Yeah, which we will be talking about tomorrow.
I saw somebody. No, Jim's droning bought one. He did an unboxing.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I watched it last night.
All right.
Cool.
Well, good for him.
Yeah.
I don't need another drone. Although I do need to update mine well before I go to Florida, because and this isn't drone talk usually on this show, but they have taken away the geofencing.
That's right.
With the newest update, no more geofencing.
Yep. Oh, and sad news, our good friend James Tanner from My PI Dream. Turns out his Air 2S controller is bricked.
Really?
Uh-oh. Yep. What happened?
Well, he was trying to do an update, and because we did something on my show a few episodes ago, and we were all, giving him some help and saying, hey, maybe I, plug it into the computer and do the update that way. And nope, I guess he bricked it, or it got bricked. So he's going to have to go next time he's in Hong Kong, go get a replacement. That's the only place where you can get, because Philippines, I don't think they have a DJI store. So
yeah, they do. They do. Absolutely, they do? Yes, they do. Because Greg went to one when he was in the Philippines one time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they've got one. Tell them to check, because I think they've got one.
Okay.
Because I'm sure that's I'm pretty sure it was when he and his wife went to the Philippines. So
couldn't he call DJI? Maybe they can work through his computer to repair.
Who knows?
Oh. That would be my first thing. That I'd be calling them.
Maybe that's what he did, and they determined that he's got a defective control.
And the problem with some of those updates is if something happens and it loses its connection halfway through,
right?
That's when it will start bricking. That's when.
Yeah.
That's usually what causes it. It's lost the connection halfway through, and then all of a sudden it's like, you know.
Mm.
So, but hey, it's a nice looking paperweight.
Yep, there you go. Alrighty, we managed to do an hour.
Wow, that
Wow.
was work.
Uh-huh.
That was work, fellas.
So I want to thank everybody in the chat for coming, and you all have a great rest of the week. Come on over to Artco Drones and Entertainment. We'll talk about drones and entertaining stuff. So take care, have a great week, and God bless.
Later, everyone.
Good night,
You be
folks.
good.